If you want to support the platform just in case anything like this happens again, you can do it by way of PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, and also by the Anchor. And you can also further support the platform by way of going to the Teespring store or the shoe store that is located in the comment section below. So I just want to start off by saying I want to give a special shout out to Water Sniper for giving me a heads up about this because I promise you I wouldn't have not have known anything about this. I wouldn't have known anything about this at all. And hearing what it is that she's explaining here left me stupefied and dumbfounded, and I was just, completely baffled and confused like a deer caught in headlights. But yet again, shout out to Water Sniper. If anybody out there want to know who Water Sniper is, go look at the brother's channel and like, share, and subscribe.
Our last video was getting a lot of hate.
Yeah.
Because I told people that Idaho isn't as racist as people think it is. I'm not saying it's not racist. I said it isn't as racist as people think it is.
It's not as racist as people think it is, but there's racism everywhere. Keep going.
But you saw a lot of hate. You said a lot of racism when you lived in D.C. And you got your racism not from white people, but by other black people gave you racism.
Yes, they did.
So,
teased relentlessly for being darker skinned. When I was younger, I had longer hair, so I had long hair. I must think I'm better than someone else, and I'm not. But, like, that's what they thought. That's what they would say and get mad about.
And then you came out here, and all these white guys are like, girl, you fine. You fine.
Yep. And that's been my pick of the cherry ever since.
So you mean to tell me that this is what I'm trying to gather real quick, because we see that she moved, as she stated, she was from DC, or at least she was from East DC or whatever it is. This is from a different video that I watched, right? So she grew up in the hood. So in correlation, this is when it comes into the response that she gave, where she said that, oh, I was teased, my whole life. I didn't learn racism from anybody else but black people. No, that's not racism, sweetheart. That's people, dealing with, colorism and, different things of that sort. It ain't racism, sweetheart. That's not how that works. Like I said, it's a vastly different thing. Now, everybody gets teased. I've gotten teased. It could be, because of my nose, because of the type of hair that I have, or different things that happens. That happens in every single community, but that doesn't explain why it is that you're like, well, I got teased here, so let me move all the way across the country and be with all these other guys here. Like I said, if you got a preference, it's cool to have a preference. You moved away from people that you didn't want to be around. No problem. So you move to a whole nother area so you can be closer to the preferences that you like, which is completely fine and dandy. As we can clearly see that you're happy, that you're married, that's all completely good. But to try to say that black people ran you away because of the teasing that you went through in school or growing up is completely ridiculous, and it makes literally zero sense. It makes zero sense. If that was the case, then we wouldn't even have a black community. Black people would literally be a part of everybody else's community. That's how prevalent, teasing and being made fun of is in the black community. That's just what happens, right? If it's not way by our friends, it's by people that we go to school with, or it's people out there in public, or it's even our own family, or sometimes every single thing. But like I said, everything that she is stating right now, it literally makes zero sense. As I stated to people before, if you have a preference, then have a preference. Don't blame other people as to why it is that you quote unquote now have a preference. And to be even more clear about this, she didn't even say anything about black men. She was like, "Oh, back when I was younger, I had longer hair, and because I had longer hair, people thought that I must have been better than them." She's not talking about black men in that aspect of quote unquote teasing. She's talking about other young black girls or other black young women that she was around during that time. Like I said, people need to pay very, close attention to how it is that people decide to talk and narrate certain things, because she decided to intertwine all of these things and then later on basically state that, oh, this is why I moved, and I ended up here, and white guys have been my selection ever since. No, sweetheart, that's just been your preference. You just could not figure out a way on how to specifically be around, you know, those guys that are your preference. And then to, her husband's talking point, he said as soon as she got here, in Idaho, whatnot, he was like, it was bad, where you were, but as soon as you got here, all these white guys like, you look real good, all this other. I bet they were saying that because she is vastly different versus the normal average everyday women that are there in that area. So I'm pretty sure something that looks different, everybody is sitting up there looking around and they're interested. Yeah, because it's something else that's different. That's like having, you know, uh, in a city, all you got is a McDonald's, right? So that's all people know. So that's all people go to. But the moment in time a Chick-fil-A happened, everything stops. Everybody's like, oh, head turner. Everybody's looking. What's that smell in the air? I've never smelled that. Everybody's flooding Chick-fil-A. Why? Because it's a brand new taste. It's a brand new smell. It's a brand new experience. But like I said before, people want to, try to prop it up to be more than what it is. Like I said, it is what it is. I also want to point out this fact. Now, because of how she explained everything, it now makes me understand a lot more clearly why it is that she did not want to stop to help out a black man. Because more than likely, this is just me guessing, right? And this is me going by the things that I always hear on social media from other black women of, right, black men don't want to be fathers, black men are never around, black men are not supportive, black men are protectors. So if I, listen to that and I go by that and I go by the statistics, more than likely she didn't have a father in her life. And because she did not have that black man in her life, more than likely she ended up dealing with the wrong types of black guys. Because no, you never hear any of these women that are divestors, you never hear them say that I dealt with all the right black guys, but I still ended up here. You never hear that story. You never hear that story. So, you have a variety of things that culminate into one thing that ends up placing and showing this end result that we have right here. So just like how she stated that the only way, quote unquote, by her words, she learned racism from black people. So if she learned it from black people, now she decides that she's going to give that right back to black people by way of, hey, oh, that's a black dude. Don't sit up there and do that. He might sit up there and try to rob us. He, one too many black people, in the car is going to be so hot. This is one too many black people in the area. All of these things that I've heard are, in a sense, words and things that I've seen used by Caucasian individuals when they wanted to talk about black people in a certain type of way. But, like I said before, maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm reading, too far into it. Maybe I'm speaking on something that I don't really have a perspective on because I'm not a black woman. So maybe I should just, stay back. Maybe I should stay back. But oh, wait, I forgot. I can't because the main video, the main original video that people know about, it was about her husband wanting to stop and help a black man on the side of the road because his car stopped. And her, as a black woman, being his wife, stated that, no, white husband, I don't want you stopping for this black man, even though I am a black woman and I grew up in a black area. I do not want you stopping for this black man because, something could happen.
Here comes a new challenger!
Now, I almost forgot because it slipped my mind just very quick, right? So you had a random dude basically talking about the wife, and the wife is in the middle. And he stated, well, now she don't look dark. Wesley Snipes and Grace Jones, that's dark skin, right? So you can pretty much see how, everybody looks there, right? So you can see the guy's wife, directly in the green box. Then you see Wesley Snipes, and then you see Grace Jones. And I'm like, I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'm reading too much into it. Because I'm pretty sure the the black women out there that are with their preferred choices, whenever a guy of another ethnicity says something like this, I'm pretty sure they don't have, or won't take offense to it. So technically, for me, I shouldn't even take offense to it, because even if it was offensive, it shouldn't even be my problem, correct? Because she is, not with a black man, right? The man of her preference should be the one to, in a sense, defend her when something like this gets stated. So the husband came through and he stated, "This is just good lighting. Go look at her videos when she takes or talks about being dark. I swear she changes skin tone daily." Right? And he has the laughing emoji. Like I said before, I don't know what to tell y'all. These are y'all preferences. I'm not going to read nothing more into it. Obviously, he's the head of the house, so whatever he says goes. So if he's not offended, then that means that she shouldn't be offended. And in general, I should mind my own black business and not be offended directly for her, just because she's a black woman. Just saying.